Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your boy CL Cool, and I am from the podcast. I still love pro wrestling. ... I think, and don't forget the three dots. Right now, I'm going to do something we call a rundown, and the rundown is a little bit different than Let's Talk About. We'll talk about the whole show in totality, and the rundown is pretty much like I ain't going to talk about just me right now. See how cool. I'm going to talk about the top 4 things on the show. I'm not going to talk about the show in full, but just the top 4 storylines of the show. The first, storyline I want to talk about is Matt Riddle and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins went against Bobby Lashley for the U.S. title, which Lashley won by interference from Riddle. That was a great way to start off the show, and I thought it was a pretty good match. The match ended when Riddle was coming to the ring, acting like he was about to interfere, and he stopped just short of the ring. Seth Rollins turned his attention to him, and then he turned around, got a spear from Lashley, and that's how Lashley won that match. And then further on in the show, Riddle and Rey Mysterio had to go against Judgment Day in a tag match, which Judgment Day won. Which, like, that match right there, it was, to me, it was okay. Like, it was so-so. It was so-so. It was so-so match. Just going off the subject for a little bit, I do kind of like that Judgment Day they keep on winning, and, because I think that's very important for them. Also in that match, Rollins did interfere in that match and cost, Rey and Riddle the match against Judgment Day. They're keeping on with that storyline. And then later on in the show, you see them backstage in a little mini brawl, and pretty much, Rollins like, you want your rematch? Riddle like, yeah, Extreme Rules, Fight Pit. So we're going to get that at Extreme Rules. Rollins, Riddle, Fight Pit, Extreme Rules, which I'm excited about. So I really like that match at the Clash of the Castle. The second storyline I want to talk about is the women's. Damage Control and like that whole storyline with them. They arrive in a white limo because they're about to celebrate, and then Bianca Belair breaks up everything. Not break up everything, but she comes in, interrupts the celebration. You want to run your mouth, blah, blah, blah. I really don't like Bianca Belair, by the way. They run them, Bianca Belair say, I was going to let you celebrate, but you run your mouth. They started teaching y'all some respect. And one thing leads to another, and that leads to Bayley in a match with Alexa Bliss. Later on the show, which the match did happen, and Bayley did win due to some outside interference from Io Sky and Dakota Kai. And at the end of the match, they put a beat down on Bianca Belair, and Bayley tells her that, now I want your title, and it's going to be at Extreme Rules. So you got that match heading up. And that's the story. That's the second story I want to talk about, because it's the women's storyline. It's not too much, but there it is. The third big storyline I want to talk about is The Miz and Dexter Lumis. Dexter Lumis has been stalking Miz for weeks now, showing up at his house, showing up at his matches, even kidnapping him. Yeah. So Miz was in the ring And he wanted to face Dexter Lumis one-on-one and ask him, why me? Why you coming after me? But your boy cut a hole under the ring, tried to drag Miz down, and then Tommaso Ciampa, pulled him away from safety, and then Dexter Lumis tried to grab Tommaso Ciampa, and he hit him with a microphone, and Dexter Lumis went back under the ring, and then they both try to look down the hole and talking about the Miz and Tommaso, and Dexter Lumis' head just pops up with this creepy look, and they both, scatter away. I mean, it's not. This storyline is the reason I'm highlighting it is because I really do want to know why. Like, I do want to know why he's targeting Miz. Like, what's the story on that? So that's the third storyline that of Raw that I'm interested in and that I really like. The fourth storyline is Judgment Day. Like I said earlier, we seen Judgment Day beat Riddle and Ray, due to outside from Rollins, of course. And also they did a promo before that match, dogging Edge, Dom getting in saying like, he with his new family now and his mommy talking about Rhea Ripley. And so Judgment Day won that match. So I still want to see, and I'm glad they won that match because I like their momentum. And, they're partying backstage or celebrating, whatever they're doing. And then Balor runs into AJ Styles. And they both have a brief conversation. AJ Styles said, you turned your back on me when you joined Judgment Day. Then Balor like, we're still boys. Are you looking for a fight? And kind of play it off. And then, whatever. But I'm liking that too. It's kind of strange to me they are having like Riddle kind of in this storyline with Judgment Day, and they're going to bring AJ Styles, I guess, into the storyline with Judgment Day. You still got the lingering Edge out there. So it's looking promising, the storyline. So there's that. And those are my four storylines that I do, like, that's the rundown on Raw. Also, just extra stuff. Theory did fight Kevin Owens, and which was I liked the match. And yeah, so it was Austin Theory versus Kevin Owens. Still got to used to say Austin Theory again. Crazy, right? Austin Theory versus Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens won when Theory was trying to use the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Johnny Gargano stopped him from doing it, so KO won. The Brawling Brutes came over. Yeah, I know. Brand split, whatever. They came over from SmackDown and got in the ring, talked about how they're facing the Usos this week. And then Street Profits came in, and that led to a match which the Brawling Brutes did beat the Usos, which I thought was warranted because, going into the match with the Usos, you need to look good doing that. So I thought that was, pretty cool that the Brawling Brutes won. And I actually like the Brawling Brutes. Now, we just change Butch name back to like Pete Dunne, would be okay. You know what I'm saying? Also, there's going to be a tag match next week. Johnny Gargano was walking backstage, and, Chad Gable called him out like, I don't like what you did to my friend Theory. And then Kevin Owens walked in and said, you got a problem with Gargano, you got a problem with him. So Gable challenged them to a tag match. So it's going to be Kevin Owens and Johnny Gargano going against Alpha Academy next week. So that was pretty much my Raw rundown. And out of 5 stars, I give it a 4.5. Good show. A lot of interferences, but good show overall. I'm also liking that, I know we're going into Extreme Rules, but they also had the announcement of Survivor Series having a War Games, which I'm excited about too. So that's pretty cool for me. I was a big fan of the old WCW War Games and NXT War Games, and it's about time it's on the main roster. So I'm down with that. But this is the Raw Rundown, and this is your boy CL Cool, and I'm out.